Coming up on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City After Show.
Lisa has told John, who has told Seth, that I started these rumors.
Meredith needs to sit in her and own the fact that she had a vendetta to take down Lisa.
Whitney told us she was taking a friend break from you.
Oh, what are we supposed to do, like other men?
She knows exactly what I'm saying. She just doesn't want to be accountable to it because that would go against her entire narrative of being a martyr and a good friend.
Just moving on up to Lisa Barlow.
The world is about me. Like, climb up her asshole as far as you can get so you feel safe.
I don't think that it was ever really a friendship. I think it was Whitney's Heather's bitch.
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City After Show starts now.
At the Marylin Monroe dinner, you learn that Whitney's on a friendship break with you.
Oh, news to me.
Every time I
news
because
to
you
me,
don't
a
care
friendship
how I
break.
feel. Yeah, that's what this is.
Is that a Mormon thing, a friendship break? I've never heard that term before.
No, it's not a Mormon thing. Mormons are friends for life. Mormons are friends for eternity. We go to our own planet to be friends. We don't break anything ever.
There's no break?
No.
Oh, okay.
I felt betrayed. I felt a little bit gobsmacked, and I felt like you've had 1,000 opportunities for us to talk about this, and you've shown up at choir, you've been my friend, you know, we've talked and had disagreements. I am done. I've done my job today, and my thanks to everyone for that we've moved past it, but this felt targeted and bigger, and it felt just out of left field.
The unfortunate thing was Jen told Heather about the friendship break, so it made it way more dramatic than it needed to be.
Whitney told us she was taking a friend break from you.
Oh, news to me.
But like, she's the one who said I lost her forever.
You lost me, bitch.
I don't understand why no, I do understand why. That's her out. That's her way of making it my fault. Once again.
Wait, I thought you guys talked about this.
Absolutely not. Never said a word. Every time I see her, we love each other. We show up in the matching outfits.
No.
Everything's good.
Every time we see each other, this is what happens. She knows exactly what I'm saying. She just doesn't want to be accountable to it because that would go against her entire narrative of being a martyr and a good friend.
I have not invited anyone over to speak ill of Whitney.
Heather can't validate my feelings and hear me, then I probably have to take a friendship break.
I have not spoken ill of Whitney. I've said horrible things to her face when I was really upset, but we've worked through that, you know? And so it just feels like, when did this happen? And when did Lisa start wanting to go over and hot tub with you?
Heather got so hyper-focused on my hot tub. From this point on, every time Heather got angry, it was, you didn't invite me to hot tubbing.
Friendship break is the term you used with these guys.
Yes.
You invite them over to a hot tub
You didn't
party.
ever use friendship break.
But what Heather needs to realize is that we weren't talking bad about Heather. We were talking about how we were in the same situation with Heather where we felt hurt by her passive-aggressive jokes. We're hurt by her not hearing us, deflecting. The break was necessary. I'm not choosing to be friends with people who tear me down and belittle me and make me feel a certain way. Like, I only have so much energy to give. I'm a mother, a wife, and a business owner, and a damn good friend. So I want to focus my energy on people who receive it and give back, not this low-vibing bullshit.
Lisa, the rumors about you come up again at dinner.
When have I needed you? When you were saying a rumor that I had never signed up for?
John,
That was
Barlow, and Lisa have those tickets because Lisa sleeps with. That's how I heard it. And you were there.
I did not hear it.
There.
It's a lie.
I mean, this subject is so annoying and so hard to talk about. It's disgusting, actually. They literally were, you know, saying disgusting things about my husband and son. I think it's really triggering for people to see that we have a really nice lifestyle. So they're trying to hurt a business relationship by seeing my husband and being completely jealous that he's on the front row and not third row like they were and borrowed seats from a company. I was so grateful that Whitney had the guts to tell me that everybody was talking behind my back. So Whitney was telling me the jazz rumor came from, we know who that came from.
I've never heard that rumor. that Lisa gave a blowjob for a front row jazz ticket?
She goes, that's who Lisa sleeps with for the jazz tickets.
Never. I've never seen Lisa at a jazz game. I'm not saying she doesn't go. I've just never seen her there. Why would I say that?
That was never the rumor, so I want to clarify that. It got twisted to courtside tickets for blowies, but the rumor was what I said at my house.
I have a friend, and I've heard that she slept with him to sway him to invest in her businesses.
I had heard that she'd performed sexual favors for the advancement of her business. Fast forward to Arizona. We are all drunk show messes. Unfortunately, you can just see it on me easier than the other women. Heather was equally as drunk as I was. And so somehow in the drunken stupor, in the lingerie with the steaks, I mean, at one point the steaks were thrown. It was a show, but somehow it got twisted and Heather started saying courtside seats for blowies.
Blowies for jazz tickets? I mean, that's a stretch. It's not like you were courtside for the Lakers.
And now that's the narrative.
I didn't hear the rumor, but I also wanted to argue, like, even if you said it and I was in auditory range, that is my personal sovereignty to recuse it. And I didn't hear it. That's a nugget. Exactly, Whitney. That's what I said.
If you really listen and pay attention, Heather says if she chooses to recuse it.
That is my personal sovereignty to recuse it.
Saying she's heard it, but is choosing not to remember. And then Angie Harrington says, I don't remember the details.
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember all these details. Have Whitney and I in private spoken about rumors? Absolutely. What I'm confused about is how is Whitney the good guy here? Like, Heather and I have heard rumors. And me personally, from what I've been through in my life, I'm very cautious about people and their families. I do not out people's affairs, regardless of what I've heard. And she still went on camera and outed that to Lisa. In the sake of honesty and friendship, and suddenly she's the savior?
Like, I could understand why Whitney was trying to, like, curry favor with Lisa, but I couldn't understand why Lisa was believing and buying it. That was a departure for Lisa. You know what I mean? That's like not Lisa to be like, I believe Whitney that I give blowjobs for courtside seats. Whitney put all this together because she saw Jack and John in those special seats. And then she put it all, she was like, that's her. So I hope they enjoyed that game. I hope the Jazz won. I know somebody won that night.
After you learn about your friendship break with Whitney, you bring up your feelings about the friendship forming between Whitney and Lisa.
I'm also sorry that you've hated Lisa until this very moment, and now you're like flipping and you love her.
No, Heather, that's where you need to stop. Why is it bad that we're having progression?
I guess I just kind of felt discarded. Like, she took me for granted and she was just moving on, you know, she's moving on up to Lisa Barlow. And then she has to leave me, you know, and it just felt like that. And I'm familiar with that feeling. You know, I felt that way with Jen when we first started filming because she was my ride or die. And then she just was, you know, gussying up to Lisa and Meredith. You couldn't stand Lisa 6 weeks ago. You wouldn't let her in your home. You said, I don't want her anywhere near my sacred spaces. And we all kind of supported you in your boundaries. And so what changed?
I believe that the only reason I really got off on the wrong foot with Lisa is because I was viewing Lisa through Heather's lenses.
You cannot sit there and say you come out with love and kindness.
Thumbs up, you.
So I unfortunately formed opinions about Lisa based on what I was hearing from Heather. Once I was able to remove those lenses and make my own opinions and form a relationship with Lisa, and turns out we are actually more in common than we are different, and Heather lost the control because I was always the mouthpiece for Heather.
Heather hates me, is bothered that Whitney no longer just goes along with whatever Heather says. That's not a friendship. You know what a friendship is? I'm a friend to Whitney because I listen to her, I ask her questions, I know that her kids play soccer, I know about what's happening in Whitney's life. That's called the friendship. Like, I don't think her and Heather have a great friendship. It's a friendship based on Whitney being kind of like the bad guy for Heather's bad deeds. She knew that if she talked to Whitney about something, Whitney would go hard on it.
I just had an aha moment. Every time that something big goes down, it's because Heather starts it. She doesn't want to get her hands dirty, but she's the biggest pot stir of all of us.
Apparently told you in an effort for you to get the word out.
No, he doesn't do it in an effort to get a word out.
It seems like a lot of like nothing speak.
Let's show Angie's person just to teach her lesson, then we'll go back. Yeah, in person in the ocean. Just kidding.
And I was always the one delivering her messages. Yeah, I kept giving Heather a chance. I kept giving Angie a chance. Yes, I participated in these conversations about Lisa.
I've heard that she slept with him to sway him to invest in her businesses.
Just because I've participated in it, it doesn't align with my character, but I made a choice that I don't want to be a mean girl. I have talked with Meredith about your marriage, about rumors about you. I think that's why she's triggered. In her mind, I went to the enemy side.
I think that it bothers Heather that Whitney isn't being submissive to her like she's always been. And I really think Whitney might come across as a little messy, but Whitney is really trying to be a better person and to reset things and to not say things without facts. I think she's learned from her past mistakes. I don't think that it was ever really a friendship. I think it was basically like Whitney's Heather's bitch.
And it feels like I've just been discarded, and I just feel sad. And like something that was so special and fun to me, it was just easy and effortless. We could laugh and joke, and there wasn't a lot of talk, and there wasn't a lot of drama. And she was a safe space for me. And so all of a sudden, I just want to crawl up in a hole and cry. Is that pathetic? That's how I
your
felt.
feelings are hurt.
That's how I felt. I felt like I'm not cut out for this.